Mimi Haas established the Peter E. Haas Public Service Award on her husband's 80th birthday. A graduate in economics from the class of 1940, Peter set a high standard of leadership as president, CEO, and chairman of Levi Strauss & Company. He demonstrated an unwavering commitment to public service, generosity of spirit, and philanthropy as a lifelong friend of UC Berkeley.
I was born in New Jersey in 1998. I then spent the next 5 years of my life with my grandparents in a village in Northeast India while my parents lived in the United States. I then came back and moved every 2 years, and then I came to UC Berkeley. I got exposed to a lot of people from a lot of different socioeconomic backgrounds, different ideological backgrounds, for me to make friends. I had to learn how to create space for people that were not like me so that I could actually build those relationships. And that's essentially what Bridge USA is about. I actually came on campus as a pre-med student. I really had no interest in politics. But essentially what happened was February 2nd, 2017 was a day that changed the trajectory of my life because a speaker came to campus and it led to some of the largest protests in Berkeley's history since Dr. King came to campus.
I didn't know it yet, but both Manu and a couple other co-founders of ours, we all had went to go watch what was happening because we were so curious about where politics was going on campus and what the future held for it. And actually the next day we got together to figure out how can we better have conversations, have constructive disagreement about pressing political issues.
And it was a really naive proposition to say that in the heat of some of the most climactic protests in the country, we were actually going to get the protested and the protesters to have a conversation. And that was the launch of Bridge Berkeley. And as a result, it evolved to different campuses. And in 2020, we went full time and scaled this movement into the largest and fastest growing student dialogue movement in the country. Bridge USA has one very simple goal, and that is we don't have a democracy if we can't talk to each other. While we need civil disobedience, we need protests, we need challenges, we need to be able to listen to each other. And the idea is to empower a generation of young people that are advocating for dialogue and deliberation so that our politicians, our leaders, our philanthropists are paying attention to the real needs in our country. The problem is not strong views, the problem is how we express those views. And that is the fundamental mission of Bridge USA, to express our views through curiosity, through dialogue, and importantly, through human empathy.
If you're used to the other kind of settings where political conversation's being hostile, and it's not the kind of conversation and environment that we try to have at Bridge, being able to connect with other people is something that is missing in the digital age where we have these echo chambers of online political thought. And I think I've become a lot more flexible when it comes to hearing other perspectives. As I'm looking at public service in jobs I'm pursuing, I'm thinking about a policy that will endure and support people and affect positive change. It's not only conversations, but also what can we achieve through that.
UC Berkeley students, I think the next generation in general, has a huge opportunity to shape what America looks like. We need the smartest young people working on the most important and pressing problems of our time. You have an opportunity to actually contribute to some of the most important institutions in American society because they depend on you. Institutions are made of people, and people define institutions. Cal has a history of public service, our graduates have a history of public service, and you stand on a long line of amazing people that have continued to carry this generational light forward. And that is special, and that's a legacy. Fall in love with a problem that you care about, don't chase success. And when you fall in love with that problem, people are naturally gonna be attracted to you because you're doing something of value in the world, and you're uniquely good at it. That's a really powerful opportunity, don't forego it.